September the 21st, 2020. Guys, a quick update on Tropical Storm Beta. You're looking at Galveston, Texas, and this is the seawall cam. To the left is the bar that we see. Someone has the camera pan now. And I can tell the tide's out. If you look at the beaches, you can tell it. But yesterday afternoon, the waves coming in were scraping the bottom of that bar that's up on that high pier, again, just to the left of this. But the storm's going to come in south of you guys in Galveston, and maybe far enough south to where you're not directly in the northeast quadrant. We're going to take a look at it. Now, looking at the National Hurricane Center map are their graphics. Beta's just offshore. It's down to 50 miles an hour. I think that has to do with the very outer band starting to skim the shore now. It is moving west at 6 miles an hour. It's picked up a little speed. The pressure's 996 millibars. Teddy is now at 85 knots or 100 miles an hour. It is moving northeast at 9 miles an hour. It's still to the right of Bermuda. So we're going to look at the tracks of both of these. Now notice the track of this. Even though Galveston is well to the northeast of where the storm is now located, where this X is 1 hour ago, the storm is going to curve, guys, and come in. It's going to slow down to a depression because it's on shore. It's going to come in and south or central Texas, and then skirt back up over the Houston area through Louisiana, and then be a tropical depression as it enters into Mississippi. See this? And that includes, if you look at the cone, and the cone is this white area. That's not the size of the storm. That's the potential track somewhere in there. So it just depends on exactly where the track is. Will depend on who gets the most rain out of this and possible tornadoes, things like that. But it does skim all the way from the from Lake Pontchartrain area up into Arkansas. See this? But again, they've averaged the models, and it looks, this is pretty much going to be the path of it for the next few days. But by 1 a.m. tonight, or I'll say in the morning at 1 a.m. Tuesday morning, the storm's ashore and it starts to move. By 1 p.m. Wednesday, this thing's setting over Houston. And then by 1 a.m. Thursday, it's into Louisiana. 1 a.m. Friday, up into central Mississippi, somewhere just north of I-20, it looks like, between Jackson and Vicksburg. Guys, in Teddy, it's a hurricane this morning at 8 a.m., and it's expected to stay a hurricane until it comes ashore in Halifax, moves up through St. John's. This track is coming together just like the other one was. You got the Canadian model, Navy model, and a few other ones starting to line up on this. So you got a hurricane coming, it looks like, Halifax. Now, looking at the tip of Florida, guys, you got a 20% chance of cyclone formation in 5 days. Notice how the storm is going to dip down into Cuba and then come back up towards the Florida Keys, somewhere in this area over the next couple of days. Now, something's going on that's very unusual. I've said this, either we got some manipulation going on or the magnetics of the Earth or have went kind of berserk for a moment, trying to deal with the magnetic polarity reversal of the sun, switching from north to south magnetic poles, which it's doing right now, because there was a storm right in the same place yesterday, and I watched it skirt across Florida. Again, another one pop up just in the same spot. I don't think so. Just something is not quite right with this hurricane season. I've been doing this a long time, and they don't just pop up day after day in the same place without any warning or anything else. This is close enough to land to be radar manipulated or some other type of manipulation, but something is not right with these storms this year. And looking at the satellite, guys, over the Gulf of Mexico itself, the storm that was sitting off the coast yesterday came across Florida. It had a very good low-level circulation, and this is kind of the remnants of it right in this area here now. So we just maybe want to keep an eye on that. But here's the section that's just off the coast of Florida that's supposed to dip down into Cuba and come back up. Here is Beta. Again, you can see that it's coming into central Texas. It's been throwing a lot of moisture up into the southeast across the coastal areas of Louisiana and Mississippi. As we get more satellite images as the sun gets over this area. We'll be able to tell a little more about it, but pretty much you know the path and you know the procedures. Just make sure that you stay out of low-lying areas and watch for water spouts and high wind and tornadoes. Let's take a look at the national image, and this is going back from yesterday. Here in the tip of Florida was the storm that we saw yesterday, and as it peels offshore, you can see it here. It starts to move out. Now another one's forming in the same place that one did yesterday. Also, we're seeing the recycling here in this infrared image of Beta. You see that, guys? It was dying down, not a lot of moisture in it, but now it's starting to strengthen back up. So you know you're going to get some rain. To the right is Teddy, very powerful storm. Check that out. Just cruising along, about to cruise up. You guys in Halifax, watch this one. As we look at the, again, sunrise over the eastern part of the U.S., you can see where Beta, which is in the Gulf here, is pushing back on the smoke. Check this out right there. And yesterday afternoon, guys, it was very thick. It's moving across the nation. They really need to pay attention to this in the swamp. I know that it's become political now, just the same way the virus is, and that's a shame. But guys, we're watching it. You watch it. Texas, it's right on you. It's just a tropical storm now. Thank goodness it's not a Cat 1 or Cat 2. But still, you can have life-threatening circumstances. If you get in a tornado along the coast, you might as well have been in a Cat 2 or 3 hurricane right in your area, because it can do as much damage. It can remove your house from the foundation, throw the trees down, everything just like a hurricane will. So you just keep your radio on, the weather alerts, and watch up for these pop-up tornadoes as we go through this day as it heats up. Again, we're watching it. You watch it. It's a heads up. Be safe.